biggest tip you'd give for young girls?
Oh, the biggest tip. I'm going to give 3 tips. So one is know your cycle, understand how it affects you, talk to people about it. So don't try and work it all out on your own. And then the third thing is get properly fitted for a sports bra. It will improve your performance.
I will definitely be using that. The girls' locker room. This is the girls' locker room. I'm Sadia Kabeya, England Red Rose.
And I'm her teammate and bestie, Maud Muir.
We're going to be getting into some of the things we talk about in the locker room this series. And today, it's all about the P word.
The P word?
Yeah.
Photosynthesis?
No.
Pebbles?
No.
Porcupine?
No, periods. Periods. Do you remember your first period story?
Yeah, my first period was on sports day. I think I just remember going to the toilet and I was like, what is that? And then, yeah, cracked on with sports day.
It's just as easy as that.
Easy as that.
Did you have to go and run and find a pad from someone? Or?
I can't remember the ins and the outs, but I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, hope so. I didn't just free bleed the whole day on sports day running the 100 metres.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if I won, but maybe I did.
Probably zooming down 100 metres straight.
Yeah, how about you?
First period story, I can't remember how old I was. I think I was probably going into year 7 in summer. And I think I remember going to the toilet and just thinking that I'd pooed myself.
Oh no.
I thought I had, what is it called when you get older and you have like uncontrollable
Menopause?
Uncontrollable people.
Oh.
Have uncontrollable bowel syndrome or whatever.
Oh,
they
I've
just
not
poo
heard
their
of
pants.
that.
Oh my God, I'm 11 years old and I've got uncontrollable bowel. No, it was just my period starting.
Right, yeah.
But eventually I realised it's my period.
Yeah, it's normal.
Normal.
Very normal.
I think I was actually pretty happy that it came.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a relief, isn't it, when you're that age, because everyone's kind of starting to get it and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got it now. I'm a woman.
I'm a great woman now.
Yeah, I'm old.
I can take on the world.
So that brings us on nicely to introducing our guest. She's the head of sports medicine at the UK Sports Institute.
She co-leads the Female Athlete Health and Performance Programme, which looks at how the menstrual cycle and hormones affects performance. Welcome to the girls' locker room, Anita Biswas. We've been talking about periods today. How important do you think it is to monitor our periods, whether you're an athlete or not?
Yeah, I think, look, the only way you get to know your body and understand how your body responds to different things, regardless of, whether you're an athlete or not, is by being aware of it. And that's with everything. So when we talk about breast examinations, for example, we would say, examine your breasts all the time, regularly in the shower, and then you'll know if there's a change, because they do change through the month. And likewise, all symptoms, sometimes people feel a bit heavier, sometimes they feel a bit happier, sometimes they feel a bit sadder. And they will only know if it's related to their hormones rather than, I don't know, they've split up with a boyfriend or they've had an argument with a mum or, that's going to make you feel sad too. The only way you know is by knowing where you are in your cycle and seeing the patterns. So whether you do it with a tracking app, whether you do it in a diary or just on your phone, put a little star on the date, it doesn't matter how you do it. I think the important things with apps is that if they're giving you advice, that's not necessarily going to be the right advice for you, and particularly elite athletes.
Okay, so we've also talked a lot about periods, and there's been a lot in the news recently, especially in female sport, about wearing white shorts whilst we play. Like, we as a Red Roses team had a big discussion in camp whether we should get rid of our white shorts and move to a black pair or a blue pair. But we actually came to the conclusion that we should keep wearing our white shorts just because we felt England should be in white. We didn't really have too many issues before, and we thought we've got this under control. We have ways to combat our period. But have you experienced much about that at all?
Yeah, so one of my other jobs is I work at Wimbledon, and last year we had a conversation about this. What can we do? So what we were asked by the club, what can we do to make things better for female players? And I said, well, one of the first things is to give them the option of not wearing white pants and white undershorts. And they took it to the board because obviously it's quite a traditional sport, and particularly at Wimbledon it's very traditional, and agreed that athletes should have the choice. I think that's the most important thing, that athletes have the choice.
As a team, it was really important for us to keep those white shorts, but there has been instances in the past where you have been affected by wearing white shorts on your period, and I can tell a story firsthand. When I was in England under 18s, I was playing a sevens tournament, and I was on the bench. It was the first game of the tournament, and I was waiting to get on. And I thought in my head, do you know what would be really bad right now if I would have just started my period? And I looked down, and lo and behold, my period had started. And I think I was, 16, 17 at the time. Obviously, it's this huge tournament. And I'm just thinking like, oh my God, like, this is so embarrassing. That's how I felt. And the games were live streamed as well. So like, immediately I was like, okay, I need to go to the toilet, I need to change my shorts. And I didn't have any spare knickers or anything. So I had to like talk to my physio. I whispered in my physio's ear, I've just started my period. I need some new knickers. I need a tampon, a pad or something. And having to run to the toilet, get changed. But for me, it was such a huge after the tournament was done, I felt like, why was I so embarrassed in that moment? Like, it's completely normal.
Normal.
Didn't know it was happening. Sometimes you can't track your periods, it just comes out of the blue. But for me, being such a young girl, and I know there's probably young girls out there who are worried about that happening, it's not embarrassing, it's just completely normal. But it was something that I felt, really affected me. But I look back now and I'm like it's just a normal thing, even though it's a very big inconvenience, but like, it happened.
Right, Anita, we need to talk about sports bras. I've had a lot of instances with my sports bras and they're just ill-fitting, to be honest. There's a thing in camp at the minute where I'm running and my boobs are just jiggling up and down, and I really need to sort it out. I was just wondering if you could give me any advice.
Yeah, so we did a project in Olympic and Paralympic athletes in our last cycle, so we work in 4-year cycles. And researchers from Portsmouth University came and did a presentation to athletes, because when we were looking at, how can we support our athletes, pardon the pun, we were thinking, what are all the things that makes a female that might affect their performance? And Portsmouth University had done some research that had shown that actually if you're running a marathon and you were wearing the wrong size bra, or you have bigger breasts and weren't well supported, you could add the equivalent to 10 minutes onto your marathon time. So that's like running an extra mile. So for you,
that's probably something I do.
For you, it's going to be slowing you down.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because we asked our athletes how many of them had been fitted for a sports bra, and 70-80% had never been fitted for a sports bra. Often what girls do is they get their first bra, their mum takes them, they get fitted, they get measured up, and then that's it. Oh, this one doesn't fit anymore, I'll go a bit bigger. Oh, I'll go a bit bigger. Oh, I'll go a bit bigger. And then they get to adult size, and that's where they stay. But actually, again, researchers suggested that as many as 85% of women are wearing the wrong size bra. Now, we need to consider also that during your hormonal cycle, the size of your breasts can change. So your boobs can get bigger, and therefore, if you only got one size bra in your drawer, then you might find that actually in the second half of your cycle, those bras don't fit you. So what I'm going to say to you, Maud, is go and get a bra fitted. Go and get a sports bra fitted. So don't just get fitted for a normal bra, because you need something different with a sports bra. And I think you'll find it makes a difference. It'll make a difference to your performance. Even if you don't necessarily notice it, you will be running more comfortably. You get less back pain, and you'll probably be a little bit faster if you run a marathon.
Wow, I'll be running a marathon.
We'll be running in 50-metre tries next time.
Yeah, just you wait. I'll be putting that down to you.
I'm going to take credit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you very much. And you've been watching The Girls' Locker Room with Maud and Sadia. That was so interesting.
The Girls' Locker Room.